Hello, everyone. On today's podcast, I'm going to tell you how life works and the reason why you're still alive today. So, let me get started. Let me get started with the phrase, in the Bible, where it says that it's easier to go to hell than it is to go to heaven. More people go to hell than heaven, right? Do you know what that indicates? I've said it many times on this podcast. It indicates that, like I said before, it indicates that more people are sinners than they are honest folks. It's easier for you to sin than it is for you to be a good person. Right? Sin is murder, theft, mockery, insults, trickery, manipulations, fakery, like a fake personality, gaslighting, lies, and all the other negative things that you do on a daily basis that you don't think about. Things that harm others that you don't think about, fights, punches, kicks, your violent behavior, alcohol, drugs. These things are all what? Sins, right? Violence is part of sin, right? You get punished in this life for every sin you do. Some punishments are physical, but all punishments involve depression. All punishments are emotional, meaning sometimes God punishes you physically, but you will always be punished emotionally. Meaning the closer you go towards hell, the more you sin, the more you start suffering from depression, sadness, sorrow, pain, agony, torment, and all the negative things in life. Your life becomes a living hell. And then when you die, you go to hell, the world of beasts. That's hell, the world of beasts. Do you know what that signifies? The world of beasts is another way to call hell. It's right there in the Bible. You know what that means? It means the world of animals is a very sinful world. A world of cruelty, violence, pain, agony, torment. And you see it all over the world. Watch National Geographic. These animals are not kind to each other. There's no happiness in the world of animals. All they do is suffer. Why do you think, the demons in the Bible all look like demented animals? They have warped fangs, sharp fangs, that can bite into your skull and rip your skull out in a painful, give you a painful death. They have sharp sharp claws that can rip right, into your intestines, cause you immeasurable pain. The demons always look demonic and what? Animalistic, while the angels look gentle and peaceful. There's a reason for that. The world of beasts is a world of cruelty. The world of animals is a world of cruelty. If you behave like an animal, you will suffer the same pain that animals suffer here on earth, and then you'll die, and then go to the world of beasts, where animals govern. Animals, like the angels, the fallen angels, that's their world, because they have a demented, evil mindset, the mindset of a predator, the mindset of a cruel villain. That's the mindset of an animal, the mindset of a cruel villain. So if you behave like a cruel villain, you'll be treated like an animal by God. So if it's higher, if it's greater, if there's a higher chance for you to sin, or if it's easier for you to sin, think about it. It means it's easier for the world to sin as well, including the animals, right? Why do you think there's so many wars and violence and cruelty and crimes all over the world happening? Because it's easier for people to sin. It's easier for people to harm others than it is for them to be kind to them. It's just easier. It's easier to lie to others than it is to tell the truth. It's easier to manipulate others than it is to just let them be. It's easier to try to trick others than it is to just tell them the truth. It's easier to punch someone than it is to let them go whenever they offend you. It's just easier to punch them. It's easier to mock them back. It's easier to insult them than it is to just allow them to be themselves. It's just easier. But the cost of sin is death. Not normal death, but the death fitting of an animal. When you behave like an animal, you will suffer a death fitting of an animal. You will not be treated like a human being. If you don't behave like a human being, if you see the world of animals and think, hey, I'm an animal too, so let me behave like an animal, even though these animals behave completely different than we do. It doesn't cross my mind that we're more intelligent than them, so we should behave differently from them. No. It means I should behave just like a violent lion. I should behave just like a violent hyena. I should behave like a cruel Tasmanian devil that eats his young, that kills everything in sight. I should behave like these creatures, because they're animals, I'm an animal. They're a beast, I'm a beast. I should behave like these lesser formed species. I should behave like these beasts, these demonic creatures. Because since I'm, half animal, since my body is made of, of the same things that animals' bodies are made of, I should behave like a dog and bark at everyone in sight. Yell at everyone in sight like a mindless lunatic. This is what I should behave like. Instead of thinking that, hey, humans are more intelligent, it means we should know better. No. Why think, like a human being when I can think like a violent animal, like a mad lunatic? Why behave like a human being, a civilized human being, when I could behave like a violent lunatic? Why? Guess what? If you behave like a beast, you'll be treated like a beast by God. And you'll be treated like a beast by the world. And you will die fitting of a beast. You will die a death fitting of a beast. A violent and cruel death. A violent and depressing death. Just like the death of a beast. If you think an animal is the perfect being, that you need to, behave like them, guess what? You will die the same death that they die. Watch National Geographic. They do not live happy lives. Their life is filled with misery and sorrow. And if you behave like them, your life will be filled with misery and sorrow as well. These guys are warning calls. God is teaching you a lesson. The world of animals is there to teach you a lesson. They're not happy people. They're not happy animals. Their lives is not filled with happiness and joy. It's filled with sorrow and agony. So if you behave like them, your life will be filled with sorrow and agony as well. Do not see the world of animals and think, yeah, I would like to behave like a dog. I would like to behave like a violent cat. I would like to behave like a poisonous snake. Yes, and eat other snakes, Snakes, many snakes eat other species of snakes. If that's you, if that's your mindset that, hey, let me eat other humans. Snakes eat other snakes. Let me eat other humans. Guess what? You'll be treated like an animal. You'll be treated like a cannibal. And the world will get rid of you in the most painful and torturous ways. Just like it does with animals. If you behave like an animal, you get treated like an animal. Right? That's how life works. So let's get to the reason why you're alive today. The reason why you're alive today is because there's a subtle protection for every human being on the planet. Yes, it's true. This world, just that phrase lets you know that, if you're more likely to sin than do good, it means this world is a very dangerous world. Most people are very dangerous people. They can easily kill someone. The only reason they don't is out of the design, to do good, right? But sometimes if you put them in just the right moment, the right environment, a cult, you put them in a cult, you put them in a violent gang, they start to behave like the violent animal that that's within them. The desire to be, evil and cruel will start to show. You put a human being, in a group of violent thugs, peer pressure will influence them to start to behave like the violent thugs around them. If you put a human being in the midst of, cults that eat people, cannibalistic cults that eat people, guess what? This very human will start to mimic their behavior because it's easier to do evil than it is to do good. Peer pressure will influence them to start killing and eating their own kind. Peer pressure alone. So in this world where it's easier to do evil than good, what do you think is happening? Why do you think you're still alive? Do you think you're alive by coincidence? Do you think you're powerful enough to protect yourself? Think about it. In this world we're filled with so much evil. Why do you think you're still alive today? Do you really think you're alive because you're powerful enough to protect yourself? When any animal in this world can come and kill you at any moment. Even a small raccoon is capable of killing a human being. Yes, even these small squirrels, they are capable of killing humans. You think they're not because you haven't seen them attack larger species before. These things are afraid of death. That's the reason why they don't attack people on a daily basis. They're more, friendly, or they're more cautious of larger prey, larger animals. But it doesn't mean they're incapable of killing you. In this world filled with so many violent animals, why do you think you're still alive? Do you think you're still alive because you're some sort of powerful God that can protect yourself? You're wrong. A small little, tiny little snake, can just crawl up to you and bite you. Poisonous little snake. While you're on your way to work, while you're on your way to wherever. And that small bite can kill you within a few minutes. That's how it is. That's how easy it is to die. If you look around you, you realize that there are no walls on earth. No walls on earth can protect you from the animals in this world. So guess what? The reason you're still alive in the world filled with so many violent animals is what? Because you're protected by God. The only reason you're still alive filled with so many violent animals, and not just the animals, humans. There's so many humans out there just killing people. They just go out of their way to kill people. Some rape, some kill, some, cannibalize. This world is filled with so many evil people because it's easier for them to do evil than it is for them to do good. Because it's easier for them to do evil. They're always out there doing evil. So why do you think you're still safe in a world filled with so many evil people and so many evil animals? All there looking for prey to devour, to kill. Don't you think that there's some sort of coincidence? Don't you think there's a problem there? That you're not dead yet? Some animals just kill just to kill, just like humans. They just come kill you and run away just because they don't like you. Cows can kill, deers can kill, all the animals you see around you. Everyone is capable, every single one of them is capable of killing a human being. Do you know why you're not dead yet? It's because God is protecting you. God protects non-sinners for harm passively. This is an automatic protection. The kinder you are of a person, the less likely you are to be harmed by the world around you. This is how life works. The crueler you are as a human being, and you better be careful of your thoughts. You have to be careful of your thoughts. Thoughts may not have the same, effect as actions, but thoughts are also actions. If you have a demented and evil mindset, you're always plotting the death of other people around you. You're always mocking and insulting others. You're always trying to find different ways to scheme and manipulate others. You're always looking for different ways to sin. You haven't done them yet because you haven't figured out a way to get away with it yet. If that's your mind, although if the public will see you as a kind person, God knows who you truly are, because God can read your thoughts. God knows who to get rid of and who not to get rid of in this world. And it's not God getting rid of you. It's the equal and opposite. The protection that God has for you slowly disappears the crueler you are. The protection that God has for you, the protection that God has for you that protects you from, the random deaths that happen to almost so many people in this world. Heart attacks, strokes, cancer, you know, diseases, all these viruses. And then there's animals, untimely deaths from a snake bite, a violent lunatic wolf just comes to your house and just mauls you to death. A violent bear just comes and mauls you to death. Crocodiles. There's so many ways to die in this world. God is the only one protecting you from these untimely deaths. But the crueler you are, the more you sin, the more that protection withers away. Why? Because God will never protect an evil person. If God protects an evil person, God is an evil person. Why? If God protects the devil from the consequences of his actions, right? It gives him the ability to kill others, with impunity, without ever having to suffer a single harm, ever. And that is cruel. It is cruel to protect evil people from harm. It is cruel to protect sinners from harm, because it gives them the ability to harm others without ever getting, the repercussions, the downsides of it. This is how life works. The eviler you are, the less you're protected by God. The kinder you are, the more you're protected by God. This is how life works. The closer you go to hell, the less protection you have from God. The closer you go to heaven, the more untouchable you are by cruelty, by the evil ways of this world. And this world is filled with a lot of evil. There's a lot of evil things in this world that can kill you. You can protect yourself from all the bullets in this world, but you can never protect yourself from a virus, from a bacterial infection. Even if you protect yourself from bacterial infections, guess what? You can still be killed by another human being. If you protect yourself from all that, guess what? You can still be killed by radon gas. Carbon dioxide. You can be killed by so many different things. Methane. There's so many different gases in this world that can kill a human being, and they all leak out from the earth randomly. It takes years sometimes to find out, whether there's a gas leak or not. Sometimes a lot of people have already died before people end up finding out there's a gas leak. Meaning, there are too many ways to die in this world. Death comes very easily for animals. Death comes very easily for cruel people. Your life is always filled with sorrow, torment, agony, depression, and misery. Because that's what they like to give others. They like to harm others, so they'll be harmed. They like to insult others, so they'll be insulted. They like to trick others, so they'll be tricked. They like to cause others pain, so they will feel pain. They like to make others miserable, so their lives will be filled with misery. You get what you pay for in this world. You reap what you sow. It's right there in the Bible. That very phrase, you reap what you sow. You are the cause of your own untimely death in this world. The crueler you are as a human being, the more you sin in this world, the less protection there is from the outside world. Since you like being an evil person so much, right? Since you like behaving like an animal so much, God will let you experience the world of animals. Let's see how great the world of animals truly are. You will experience the world of animals in this truest sense, without the protection from God. Let's see whether you live in a world filled with animals. Let's see how long you live in a world filled with beasts. Would you still think behaving like a violent lunatic is the right way to live? when everyone around you is a violent lunatic? Without the kind people in this world, you are nothing. Your death comes very, very easily. Without the kindness in humanity, without humanity trying to protect you, without humanity trying to protect each other, without humanity being kind to each other, we are nothing in this world. Nothing. Without kindness, our world falls apart. Humanity falls apart. So if you expect others to be kind to you, but you don't expect to be kind to others, you don't think you have to be kind to others, guess what? God will let you experience the world of beasts, the world of people who are not kind to others. You start to realize that all the kind people, you push them away. Left will be the evil people who treat you just like you treat them, like a violent lunatic, like a cruel villain. If you treat others like a cruel villain, the kind ones will walk out of your life very quickly. Kind people do not react violently. Because they do not react violently, they're quickly, they're the quickest ones to walk out of your life. It's the evil ones that stay. Why? Because they have a demented mindset. They want to get even with you. They want revenge. You can't get revenge from far away. You can only get revenge from very up close. So the only people you draw to your life, what? Are the evil ones. The eviler you are, the more you draw evil people to you. And not just evil people. Even the most violent and cruel animals will come to your doorstep. The most disgusting and predatory bacteria and viruses will come to your doorstep. And when you start experiencing the world of animals, you start to realize that this world is a very cruel place. Just like you. The world is as cruel as you are. The crueler you are, the crueler the world is to you. The world reflects your behavior. If you're living in a world of depression and sadness, it's because you like to cause others depression and sadness. You like to harm others, so you'll be harmed just like them. You like to insult others, so you'll be insulted just like them. You like to mock others, so you'll be mocked just like them. You like to call people of different races as trash, so you'll be seen as trash just like them. This is how the world works. You see other people as trash, you'll be treated like trash by the very world around you. You see other people as garbage, you'll be treated like garbage by the world around you. You reap what you sow in this world. So if you don't mind your thoughts, you don't mind your behavior, you experience the world of beasts. And after you die, you go directly into the world of beasts to experience the worst pain possible. And the only way to save yourself from that world is through changing your mindset. You have to change the way you think of the world. You have to change the way you think of others. You have to stop thinking that evil pays, sin pays, mocking others is a good thing, insulting others is a good thing, demeaning and devaluing others is a good thing, killing others is a good thing. As long as you don't change your mindset that killing people is a good thing, you experience a world where people get killed. Your family members could be killed if they have the same mindset as you. You will be killed. You reap what you sow in this world, and it says so in the Bible. You are the cause of your own problems in life. Your demented mindset. God knows exactly what's going on inside that mind of yours. If God knows you're a cruel person at heart, you haven't done any bad deeds yet, but if God can sense that you're a cruel person at heart, the protection fails. He'll stop protecting you because he knows it's inevitable. It's only a matter of time before you do something very, very cruel to others. So why would God protect you knowing full well that in the future you're going to harm someone very badly? Why should God protect you knowing full well that in the future you're going to kill someone? Your very words, your mocking words, will cause someone to commit suicide, will cause someone to be a drug addict. That drug will then end up killing them in the future because of your words alone. Why would God protect an evil villain? It makes no logical sense, does it? So, the kinder you are to others, the more protection you get from God. The crueler you are to others, the less protected from evil you are. And the less protected from evil you are, the more you start to experience what you hate the most. An evil world. A world filled with people just like you. A world filled with animals just like you. This is the problem of life. And this, you need to read your Bible more. Sinners do not live a good life. They just can't. Whether you're only planning to kill someone yet, right now, or you just like mocking others. If you just like mocking others, just know that the more you mock others, the less God protects you from harm. The more you insult others, the more you demean others, the more you treat others like trash, the more the world treats you like trash. You are the cause of your own misery in this world. You are the cause of your own problems in this world. So, you have to be more careful in life, There are leeways. God is very kind. So it gives you leeways. It gives you multiple warnings in life before death comes. You get multiple warnings. Depression and sadness, these are warning calls. They're telling you you're going the wrong path. You're going to where you don't want to be. If you go towards hell, you start to experience depression and sorrow, anxiety and stress. If your life is filled with depression, sorrow, anxiety, or stress, just know that you're going down the wrong path in life. Again, these are your major warnings. You're being warned. You're being warned right now that it's not too late to turn the other cheek. It's not too late to go towards heaven. It's not too late to be a kinder person, because you will not like where you're going right now. It starts with depression. It ends with death. That's the path you're going towards. Death. And not the kindest death. You're not going towards the death that normal people go towards. The peaceful death, they just go to sleep and they don't realize that they died. You're not getting that death. You're getting the death fitting of an animal. Watch these Natural Geographic videos. You'll get that death. The agonizing death fitting of an animal. Because if you behave like an animal, you'll get treated like an animal. This is how life works. You reap what you sow. So that's it for today's podcast episode. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.